Hello and welcome to Cover 2 TV. It's week 15 of the NFL season. Steve's back and Steve's wearing his Green Bay Packers shirt with that there number 12 on that there front of it.
We'll get to that later. I've never been so happy.
I've
never been so happy to wake up to an Instagram post in my life.
We're going to talk about 4 games. Unfortunately, Green Bay is one of those games. We're also going to talk about the Patriots Steelers, obviously. Packers, Panthers, Rams, Seahawks, and Chargers, Chiefs. Then we're going to take our patterns and spin Rooney around the league. So we're going to start off with the New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers have clinched the AFC North division title. Now they're one of 2 teams to clinch the division so far. Obviously the Eagles over in the NFC have clinched their division. So there are 12 teams in the AFC still in contention for the playoffs and 11 teams in the NFC in contention for the playoffs. So there's a lot still to play for in these last couple of weeks, which is great.
We were putting the agenda together before and I was saying I'm going to obviously give more significance at the top of the show as we work down to the playoff teams, the non-playoffs. And in fairness, there was only really Denver, Indianapolis and Arizona, Washington that are completely no-hopers in terms of the playoffs. In every other game, there's at least one team. So it is interesting that,
I think to be fair, the Cardinals can, but they're not likely to.
Yeah, in that, 9 and 7 is very, very unlikely to get you in. It'd take almost a miracle. But other than that, there's at least one team, with playoff implications in every single game, which is, it means every game's got something on it, I suppose, bar those other 2. So
yeah, the matchups aren't great this week either. They're not like last week.
No, they're not playing each other, but they're significant games for at least one team, which is always a bonus because you don't want dead rubbers at this stage because you can get them. Unfortunately, we might have the worst Thursday night game of all time. But other than that, there's a lot.
Let's just say that's it.
Yeah,
that's Arizona, Washington done.
Well, it's Denver.
Sorry, Denver and Indianapolis is the Thursday game, isn't it? That's done. Okay, so we'll talk about the New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers.
This is a big game.
Huge game in the AFC. Obviously, both teams vying for that number 1 spot.
Yeah.
The road through their own stadium, as it were, as well. Playing for that bye week. Everything that you get when you top your conference. So, Steve.
Yes.
Tom Brady coming off a really bad game.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers defense coming off a game where they were absolutely gashed by the run. Fortunately, the Patriots aren't that type of a side at the moment. How do you see this one going?
I've genuinely got no idea. Honestly, it's one of those where I thought I knew everything about these 2 teams, and now I'm not sure. The Steelers' defense without Ryan Shazier just looks absolutely horrendous, and Tom Brady has picked that defense apart so many times in the past. The zone coverage that they play, that the Steelers are famous for, the zone defense, Tom Brady just absolutely destroys it with anyone. So as long as anyone can find spaces in the zones, Tom Brady has just shredded it so many times. We
spoke on the show yesterday about how we thought maybe Gronk might find himself in the middle area of that pitch where Ryan Shazier is so good. If that's the case, and they will scheme something specifically for that, because Belichick, when he senses blood, will go after that.
Oh, yeah.
And he will just continue to go after until you stop it and open up somewhere else. That's what he's done throughout his career. That's what he'll be attempting to do with this.
Yeah, for sure. And the Patriots have got, Danny Amendola's comfortable going over the middle. Hogan, to an extent, not so much. He prefers to go deep, to be fair. Brandon Cooks can certainly do if they need him to. And then the likes of James White and Rex Burkhead are just unbelievable at the backfield. Dion Lewis is as well. They've got the weapons to exploit the soft linebacking core that the Steelers have got. But on the other side, we've just seen Jay Cutler go to town and go to on a Patriots defense that is, we've said for a while that their front seven's really poor. Dante Hightower is a huge miss, and they obviously haven't been able to replace him. Kyle Van Noy was out as well. I'm not sure his status is, but to say an average to below average Miami passing game is nothing special really. Jay Cutler
they showed everyone the way of how to destroy that Patriots defense.
If you can give your quarterback time, then I think they showed that Gilmore, Butler, and whatever they got going on in the back end. It's not unflappable, it's not unfallible, and the best wide receiver in the world is playing against them. So logic dictates that this should be a really high scoring game, whether it
probably going for 13-10.
Yeah, maybe you did that last time. If the way this plays out, you'd expect it to be, because both offenses look like they are far too good for the opposing defense. And I honestly, I'm really torn about who to pick. my head says I've got to pick Tom Brady and the Patriots because how many times has he beat Pittsburgh? He always beats Pittsburgh. I think he just does all the time.
I think a lot, you know...
Pittsburgh at home, it's just so tough to...
That's the difference maker for me, because I think so many times we've seen the Patriots stop the Steelers in the playoffs because it's been at Gillette Stadium and stuff like that. So this is a real turning point, and this for me is, you know, when you watch America's game after the season's done and you watch that Super Bowl winning season, and it's one of my favourite programmes before the kickoff of the new season and stuff, and you see these stories and the narrative that runs throughout. Well, if the Steelers go on and win the Super Bowl, this will be the game that they pick out that go, we knew we had to beat them in this game because we needed to have home field advantage going through those playoffs. And I see it as a real narrative that all of these Steelers will be fighting towards.
So you're picking Pittsburgh?
I am. No. I'm saying it's a great narrative. And that's what, if we were to watch America's game, that'll be it. I am actually going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers anyway. Okay. And the reason I'm going to pick them is because...
AB?
No, the 3 Bs, to be honest with you. Yeah. Listen, Ben Roethlisberger came in for a lot of stick early on in the season and stuff, but I have felt all season long that they've underused Bell because they've overused him in previous years early on in the season. And I think that what you've seen with the Patriots over the last few years, when they get into playoff contention, the running back changes, they're getting a fresh guy in there. Now, the Steelers might not have those guys to be able to put a fresh guy into a scheme. What they have got is a Lev Bell who's had considerably less touches than he's had in previous years coming into this time of the year. Yeah. You know, in the last game, we were looking at the stats yesterday, he only ran the ball 13 times. Yeah. You know, that's a low amount of carries.
Earlier in the season, I thought they were overusing him, and he has cut back a bit recently. You're right, and listen, who's covering Antonio Brown for the New England Patriots? That's the question, and who's putting pressure on the quarterback? I haven't really got anyone. I think I'm going to stick with New England, but I'm not at all confident. I'm just backing Brady and Belichick not to lose twice on the run. I think that's quite logical, but it could be. Honestly, I've got no idea, because what we saw in the last couple of weeks has just been I don't think Brady's healthy. I don't think he's 100%. In fact, I'm convinced he's not. He's missing practice with the Achilles. It's clearly bothering him. I just think they'll get Gronk back, and that's huge. I just don't know who's stopping Gronk. I think
it's going to be a shootout regardless.
You'd think it would be. I can't see who stops Gronk, and I can't see who stops Brown. So it might, you know,
the difference maker in this might be those. It always is the difference maker, but those big plays, and I think that the Patriots are going to have a lot of, let's say, 10 to 12 yard plays, but Antonio Brown can knock a 30-40 off and then another 30-40. And I'm not sure whether that Steelers defence will give up as many to Cooks as maybe the Patriots defence will give up to Brown. And it's about how many times you're going to drive the field.
It's a huge game because, it pretty much guarantees Pittsburgh the 1 seed if they win. It takes New England to 10-4. Jacksonville should win their game at Houston, and then they're also 10-4.
Yeah, well, listen, look at the Jacksonville schedule as well. It's really, really weak. So they've got Houston week 15, San Francisco week 16, Tennessee Titans, whereas the Patriots have got Pittsburgh, Buffalo, good defence, and New York Jets. Yeah, you'd expect them to win out those 2 games in fairness, but the Jags could easily win all 3 of theirs.
And then you New England aren't, I'm not sure how the tiebreakers work, we'll find out strength of schedule and stuff. New England are they not 100% guaranteed even a 2 seed? That's huge for Pittsburgh. You know, Pittsburgh, if you want them, make them play another game, make them, you know, not have that bye week, get them in your stadium with a week's less on. It's one of the biggest non-Super Bowl, non-playoff games there've been for quite a while, isn't it? You know, both teams are going to be in the playoffs at some stage. It's all about that seed, and I'm backing Tom Brady, but
cool, go for it. We're going to go next to Green Bay at Carolina Panthers now.
Yes,
you'll notice that Steve's wearing what looks like a fake Real Madrid shirt with a big number 12 on the front. I think it's the Green Bay Packers jersey with Aaron Rodgers, and there must be a reason, Steve. Why are you wearing a number 12 shirt?
He's back. He isn't dead. There's life in him. Yeah, he put a picture as we speak. I was recording on Instagram this morning saying, you know, he's been cleared to play. He's going to play. Basically, there was talk that he might not have been ready. There was medical advice saying as the bone healed, blah blah blah. But he announced it himself via a nice Instagram shot. He's back. So
Keekly to take him out.
It could happen. Listen, Julius Peppers could kill him, but he's back. And that's the main thing, you know. When he's playing, Green Bay can beat anyone.
Yeah.
They can beat absolutely anyone,
So, is it time to get Jordy Nelson back in your fantasy team?
It's time to make Devontae Adams an absolute starter. That's what's going to happen in this game. He's got a running game, he's got an offensive line, he's got weapons, he's got everything he needs. That side of the ball, are the defence good enough to help him, because the defence has been gashed recently by pretty mediocre to poor offences. You know, the Ravens went to town on us at times. Cleveland marched the ball.
But Rodgers does make the defence better in that
he keeps it off the field.
He keeps it off the field.
Yeah. We don't know how he is. But what I would say is that a lot of Brett Hundley's mistakes were mental errors, not just physical. You know, Brett Hundley isn't the worst thrower of a ball I've ever seen. He's just really slow and deliberate, and he missed obvious checkdowns and he missed obvious blitzes. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to do any of that. Aaron Rodgers you'll see that at the line. So we automatically now Green Bay are 7-6, and listen, it's a tough ask. They have to run the table, and other things have to go their way. It's not inconceivable, so they've got a chance. And I don't think going to Carolina is a tough game. They're 9-4 for a reason. They're a good side, but I don't think they're a great side. Mm-hmm. I think their offense is stuttering. It's questionable. I bet, you know, it's not. We mentioned on the last show, they went through the Minnesota in like 3 or 4 big plays. It was not sustainable. So it gives us a chance. And like I say, it's better than having to watch Brett Hundley at this stage of the season for sure. At least there's something to get excited about. Listen, it could be all over in one game's time. He could lose, and then I'd bench him again. I'd sit him down again.
Yeah, there's no need to put Minnesota's Vikings defence back at him.
Yeah, there's not. There really isn't. So
this is it though. So you've got Carolina, then you've got Minnesota, then you've got the Detroit Lions.
I'd fancy us to beat Detroit in the last week if we have to.
I'd love us to just end it.
That can happen, and it's in.
I'd love that. Obviously.
Vikings at Lambeau, Rodgers is, you know, he owes them one. That's how he'll think. You know, he'll definitely think he owes them one. It's a big game, this, and I fancy us to beat Carolina. I do. I think I'm presuming Rodgers is back to himself. You've got to, haven't you? If he plays anywhere near himself, he'll score 30 points. Even against a very, very good defence, I think he will, because we've got a running game now. It's you know, Jamal Williams has been a real find. And I trust them to be able to stop the Carolina run game. It's whether they can, you know, Cam's going to have his runs. Can we stop that? I think we can. So that's why I'm going to pick Green Bay.
Who's going to be stopping Cam?
It will be sometimes Clay Matthews spies, and sometimes Blake Martinez and Jake Ryan. And to be fair to those,
Blake Martinez is one of those underrated players.
Yeah, he tackles well.
Is he one of your top? He is your top tackler, isn't he?
Yeah, he tackles really well. That's what he's good at. Jake Ryan tackles well. That's what they are. They're tough tackling linebackers. They're not brilliant in coverage. You don't really want them going the other way. And then Clay Matthews he's declining. He's nowhere near as good as he once was. He's very overpaid and quite overrated, but he can tackle as well. So they'll definitely spy Cam. 100% they'll spy Cam, and they'll match up one-on-one outside, and they'll dare Cam to beat him with his arm. Whoever he can, we'll see. You know, it'll be Funchess and whoever the array of pass catches they've got there, and they'll try and keep Cam in the pocket.
Well, there's not many, to be fair. There's Funchess, McCaffrey catches probably second them out. Is there a Coleman or something?
Yeah, there's nothing terrifying, is there? So that's what the game plan will be. We'll see how it works. I just think that we're settled well to beat Carolina, but it's going to be a tough game in Carolina.
Yeah, it pains me to say Green Bay Packers are going to win this game. I think it'll be relatively easy for you as long as Rodgers comes back. You don't bet against the best quarterback in the league or one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You just never don't. That's why you went for Tom Brady before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, is that damn good. Huge game we move on to then. It's the LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Seattle are really, really struggling at the moment, aren't they? I think when you look at... Where is it?
8-5.
8-5, yeah. When you look at it in the division, it's obviously a division game. Rams 9-4, Cardinals just behind the Seahawks 6-7. They've got the Rams, Dallas, then the Arizona Cardinals.
And Zeke's back for that game.
So this is going to be...
It's a tough one for the Rams. Listen, it's in Seattle. If the Rams win this game, they go to 9-4. Sorry, they go to 10. They go to 10-4, and they send Seattle to 8-6. If Seattle win this game, they're both 9-5, and Seattle own the tiebreakers. It's a huge game. Don't get me wrong. My heart is everything's saying pick the Rams, but then then it's in Seattle, and that's what gives me pause. But I think the Rams are a better team at the moment. I really do. I think they're more organised. They are more sustainable offense. We mention this every week. And I think they're going to win. I think this is where the Rams make their absolute big statement win, where they say, come out and say, actually, we're the real deal now. And with Carson Wentz injured...
They're one of the most dangerous sides in the league at the moment.
They're up there with the best teams in the division, for sure, in the conference even. I think they're going to do it. I think Todd Gurley's going to have a good day. It looks like Bobby Wagner's going to be missing, which is absolutely massive.
I feel a little bit sorry for that Seattle Seahawks defense. I like them. I've always liked them.
No, I don't. Yeah.
They've had so many injuries to key players, haven't they?
They have, but then, Mike, that's the thing, is that when you pay your stars, it works, but then you're not going to have depth. You know what I mean? When you're paying big money to all these big players.
But think of the names that have gone missing this season.
Oh, listen, they've lost Sherman, they lost Thomas well now, they've lost a bit of Wagner. No doubt about it, the injury bugs bit them.
This is like losing Rodgers, Jordy Nelson and Adams from that offense.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
It's huge.
You've had one of those, they've had three, maybe four of those.
And it's mad that they've still got good players. They've still got Clark and Bennett and stuff. They're a really, really good team. I just think that the Rams are going to score too many points on them. And that's the thing. And I don't trust Russell Wilson's offense yet. I imagine he'll do some fourth quarter stuff, what might make it, relatively close, because I still think he's brilliant. I think he's the third best quarterback in the league. I think he's establishing himself as that. But logic just dictates that the Rams look the better team. For me, I think it's on paper pretty straightforward. The migrating factor is it's in Seattle, and that's a massive advantage.
Mm-hmm. Wrong sheet, apologies. The Seahawks did beat the Rams earlier on in the season.
They did, and it was quite convincingly.
That give you anything?
Yeah, but they were quite healthy then as well. This is a different team. There's no Richard Sherman. We don't think there's a Bobby Wagner.
They're 4-0 in the division. Seattle so far.
Seattle, listen, Russell Wilson's amazing, and he can do it. It wouldn't be a huge shock, would it, if Seattle win at home against the Rams? They've been doing that for a while, but
it's a statement game for the Rams regardless. If anybody who can go into Seattle and get a victory and get a W at this stage of the season, especially when you're ahead of them in the division, that is a statement game.
Yeah,
that is you putting there with your hand up and going, lads, changing the guard time here. We've just beaten Seattle in their own backyard.
I think Todd Gurley's going to have a big day.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's as cut and dry. I'm absolutely flicking a coin on this one, but I do think the Rams will just about scrape through.
Yeah, so it might come down to the kicker, Chris.
It could do.
Greg's airline's money, and Blair Walsh isn't.
Blair Walsh is not.
I've
lived with Blair Walsh lifestyle.
You have. No good. Against this team against Seattle in the past, we've seen it. It could come down to that. It could be a kick of a ball, a bounce of a ball, a field goal here or there, because I think
the problem with that Seahawks offense is that they're having too many 3 and outs and short drives, and they're not keeping a defensive unit that's massively depleted off the field for long enough.
You're right.
That is causing major issues for the defense, and as good as a defense as you are, if you're on the field for 50, 60, 70 snaps a game, you're going to tire, and especially these guys who aren't used to the physicality of a 16-game NFL season, who've not lived through that before, who haven't got that experience that the Legion of Boom had. You're going to struggle, so the offense needs to step up for their defense. Like, their defense has stepped up for their offense, and that's why, so many times.
Yeah, and it's why and it's good. That was what was great about Marshawn Lynch and the great Seahawks teams recently, was that he would keep them off the field. He'd give their defense time to rest. They haven't got a running game. Davis is just a fella. They're just guys, and
there's an inkling. There's a little bit of something there with Davis, but I mean he's not on RB1 yet.
No,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, no.
Who's the other guy that they've had? Thomas Rawls.
Yeah, is he injured again? I don't know.
And he's been playing.
Yeah, and then they had McKissick playing, who's more of a third down type back. The offensive line, to be fair, has got much improved since Dwayne Brown came in. We mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, but it's when they say St. Louis then, but the LA front seven, particularly Donald, Quinn and stuff, they might have a good day. Aaron Donald's going to stand over the centre and just absolutely maul him. Russell Wilson's good enough to escape that, don't get me wrong, but then, like I said before, you're relying on these magic plays. The one good factor for Seattle is that LA's corners are injured or suspended or whatever they're missing. That's huge, because we talked about before, Russell Wilson will extend the play, and then Richardson or Lockett or Doug Baldwin, can you cover them? And I think that's how they're going to have to win if they do win. I don't see them running all over the Rams. I'm picking the Rams.
Okay, yeah, same here. Final game to look at in depth then. We're going to go to the LA Chargers. Wow, I nearly said San Diego. It'd been coming to me fine. I think it was you nearly messing up the Rams that set me off. Against the Kansas City Chiefs at Kansas City on Saturday. Saturday ball is back. Yes, loves a bit of Saturday ball. Best day for it, in my opinion. Sunday's too late. Got to go to bed early on the Sunday because I've got work Monday morning. Saturday's the day. Lads, you just want to get it sorted, change it all to Saturdays for us. Okay, so Kansas City, this is probably the biggest game of the entire week, actually, to be fair. Two teams, both 7-6, both in the same division, fighting for their division title almost in this game. I mean, you couldn't ask for more at this stage of the season. You've got the Chargers side who are just running up points for fun, looking like the best offense in the league at the moment, looking like a really well-rounded side, going up against a revitalised and rejuvenated Kansas City Chiefs side. You know, we spoke about it a couple of times over the last week. Andy Reid's given the play calls up. They seem to be able to get Tyreek Hill involved. You know, they've got the running game working again. They're scoring points. Alex Smith looks like the shackles have been taken off him. This is shaping up to be one of the most boring games of the weekend because I've just given it that build-up.
Yeah, it could well be. I think the Chargers win. I don't think it's particularly close, if I'm honest.
No, I don't think it is. They're the form team. They are the form team at the moment. They're racking up more points per game over the last 5 weeks than anybody.
Who's covering Keenan Allen? That's what I want to know. That's what I need to know. Who's stopping Keenan Allen?
Keenan, Antonio Brown, Allen over the last few weeks.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're having a really good season. I love Hunter Henry. I think no one talks about him. I think he's really good.
They're tight end.
Yeah, Gordon's playing pretty well. Not particularly brilliant, and Phil Rivers is on fire. The issue you've got is that both of these teams are known to bottle it a bit.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Rivers is known to bottle it.
So yeah, and so is Alex Smith. So it's the bottle off. Chiefs at home is a big advantage. I think Arrowhead's not an easy place to go, but these two teams are on the same record, and yet I think the Chargers are significantly better.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to win going away.
How many games did they lose at the start of the season? 4. I mean, that's ridiculous.
If Justin Tucker played for them, they might be the 1 seed by now. It was the kicking game that killed them. I think they're going to win quite easily. I think like I mentioned all those reasons before, and then you flip it to the other side. Bosa and Ingram are going to, obviously the secondary. I love Cam Hayward. I think he's excellent. I don't know. I can't see a reason for the Chiefs, if I'm honest, other than the home field.
I'm looking at the schedule now, right? And after this game, they've got Miami, the Chiefs, and then Denver. Now, Miami can hit you for 30 points like they hit the Patriots, but it's unlikely that they will do. Denver, that's a W straight away. Chargers after Kansas City Chiefs have got the Jets, which again, that could be a tough game. I'd fancy the Chargers to smash that. Oh, McCown's out, isn't he? And then you've got the Raiders, who they'll just knock them off for absolute fun.
Both these, yeah, winner of this wins the division for me. Winner of this game wins the division, that's why I'm picking the Chargers.
Do you think they're going to win all their games then?
I think, yeah, I do. And I think the Chiefs will win 2 of those 3. So the Chiefs end up 9-7, and I think the Chargers end up 10-6.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then if for any reason they do come down to the same results and the Chargers win this game, then they've both got to win over each other, and they'll both probably be 3-3 in the division, to be honest with you.
It'll come down to some weird tiebreakers and stuff, all that kind of stuff.
2-man sack race.
Yeah, I'd fancy Phil Rivers in anything. I'd back him on anything. I'd back him to the hill.
Would you back him in a 1-man sack race versus Jimmy Garoppolo?
No.
Back him.
I'd back Jimmy.
So you wouldn't back him in anything?
I would, in terms of against the Chiefs.
If it came down to Smith and Rivers in a sack race, I would go for. I'm not sure. Smith's sneaky fast.
He's very fast, but he'll do something stupid.
He'll just tip over.
He'll just
tip over.
No, he'll go sideways.
That offense has been going sideways all season.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who do you reckon out of all the quarterbacks in the league would win in a sack race?
Cam Newton.
Yeah, I was thinking Cam Newton.
He could jump like skyscrapers.
Tyrod Taylor could be good though.
Little steps, very quickly. Cam will go giant, big jumps. Yeah, I'm picking Cam. Guess who I'm not picking? Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady might not be able to get in the sack.
Ben Roethlisberger wouldn't.
Peyton Manning wouldn't be able to get in the sack last season of his career as
Blake
well.
Bortles would go backwards.
I'm trying to think about this. I think this needs proper thought and dedication and everything towards it, because I feel like Russell Wilson would be dead good in the sack race if he could see out of it.
Yeah,
if it wasn't a dead big sack.
Yeah, and Marcus Mariota could be the same.
He's an athlete.
I'm not picking Joe Flacco.
No, I wouldn't pick him for anything. Do you not think Jimmy G would be good?
He would, yeah, but I think Cam. Have you seen the size of Cam Newton? We mention every week. He's just super freak. Yeah, I'm picking Cam. I'm also picking the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm picking the Chargers too. Okay, now we have to get on to the other games. I'll think of more interesting ways to pick quarterbacks against each other. Maybe. Okay, let's do this.
Go on.
Let's talk about the game and then come up with a new thing. So
Okay.
you're going to come up with one after Baltimore, Cleveland.
Okay.
I'll answer. Then we'll talk about the Cincinnati-Minnesota game, and then I'll come up for one for you to answer.
I'm in.
Baltimore, Cleveland. Then I'm just going to give this one to Baltimore.
You think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Baltimore's an interesting discussion, though, isn't it? Because looking at their strength of schedule and stuff,
It's absolute
it's piss.
cakewalk.
It's a piss. It's a pisser. So they are going against teams with a combined 8-31 record, 8 wins and 31 losses. They play the Cleveland Browns, who've lost 13 times, the Indianapolis Colts, who've somehow managed to win 3 times and lose 10, and the Cincinnati Bengals, who may just be up there for worst team of the year with 5 wins.
Yeah.
So
they're going 10-6 and they're going to make the playoffs.
They're going to make the playoffs.
I don't want to watch Baltimore in the playoffs either.
They're going to be dangerous in the playoffs.
Defensively, yeah.
I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Got really excited there. Yeah, they're fine. They're going to be dangerous for sure. But they're going to be on the road. What is that going to help them? I'm not sure. Who would win in a throw the ball as high in the air as you can and let the other team pick it off between Joe Flacco and Deshaun Kaiser? Because they both love doing that.
Are they trying to get it picked off?
They are trying to throw it as far as they can, not get picked off, but they're ultimately going to get picked off because that's what they do.
Kaiser.
Yeah. He does that.
Now, had you asked me if they were trying not to get picked off, it might be a draw.
Yeah.
If they were trying to get picked off, they wouldn't get anywhere near the man.
No,
So
they both miss, yeah.
They both miss.
If it was who's going to dump it off to the running back, it would 100% be Joe Flacco.
Yeah, absolutely.
He loves it.
Loves it. Collins has been very good for that. Okay, so we go to Cincinnati, Minnesota. I think this is just going to be a Minnesota Vikings win. If I'm perfectly honest, Cincinnati Bengals are pretty poo. I've never been this confident about a Vikings game on this show before.
I mean, yeah, Vikings by a lot.
Okay, who would win in a... okay. Who's the best backup quarterback for out of Andy Dalton and Cam Newton for the Patriots?
Cam Newton?
No, sorry. Did I say Cam Newton? Case Keenum.
For Case Keenum? Oh, Case Keenum.
Isn't that mad?
No, Andy Dalton's garbage.
But if I'd have said this at the start of the season...
Yeah, I probably would have picked Dalton. Dalton's crap. So no, I'm fine. The last thing Andy Dalton wants is any type of significance on a game. he does not do well in that situation. He wilts.
Well, he's lucky. They're not significant.
Yeah,
they won't be significant while he's there.
No, let's move on to Chicago, Detroit. Another Saturday game.
Yeah,
NFC North division game. Detroit aren't out of it.
Do you think the Chicago Bears deal turn up again?
Yeah, I think they will. I think that they're legitimate. I keep saying I think Vic Fangio's really good. I think he's got a really bad offense that doesn't help him out at all. And the Lions, who knows what the Lions are.
How's Stafford's hand, you know?
He looked all right the other day. I think he'll be fine. And the Lions are very much in playoff contention still. Yeah, I think they're going to win.
They are.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're going to win. And I think they'll win pretty handy in the end. The Bears just don't have any offense. And I know they racked up.
You can pick off a game here and there, but you're not going to get...
They've got a running game, but they've got no passing game. And that's ultimately... If Detroit can stop Howard and Cohen, then they've got every chance of winning. I think that's what they'll do.
Absolutely.
Who would win in a first one to go out of the pocket to the sidelines race between Trubisky and Matt Stafford? Because they both love a bootleg. So you've got to get out, take the snap, get out the pocket, and leg it to the sideline as fast as you can.
I think Stafford would win. I don't think Trubisky's that quick.
No.
I don't think Stafford's that quick, but I don't think Trubisky's that quick.
They both love a bootleg.
They do love a bootleg.
Okay.
They do. Okay, we'll move it on then. We've got the New York Jets. Who's their backup quarterback?
It's Bryce Petty.
Okay.
Whatever you're going to say, the answer's Drew Brees, whatever competition it is.
Okay. Well, we'll start off with the competition because we're both going for the Saints, yeah?
By a mile, yeah.
Even without Kamara, if they've not got him back?
It's fine.
It's fine. Who would do the biggest poo between these two quarterbacks?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees does monster poos.
He lives in New Orleans. They have a lot of stodgy food down there.
I reckon Drew Brees has banging poos.
There we go.
Okay. So we'll move on then. Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, this one again, Tyler's expected to play at the moment, but if he doesn't, you'd probably give the edge to Miami, just about. Jay Cutler's coming off just school Tom Brady. Let's go again. If Tyrod plays, it's so difficult to call. I don't know. If I'm honest, this is a really tough game. I'm going to pick Buffalo because they're at home and they need the win more, but I'm not confident, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Did you see that the coach of the Buffalo Bills just threw out the tape from the last game and said we won't use that?
What's the point?
There's just no point in looking back at this game and analysing it.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know whether he gave them the meetings off or anything like that.
Shady McCoy's good when there's white stuff on the blood. That's what he needs.
You're not even being rude.
No.
He's good in the snow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
I've not picked a winner here, and I'm not 100% who's going to win.
I've just picked the Bills, but I'm not sure.
I'd be surprised if Cutler turns up for 2 games.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go Buffalo Bills.
Who wins in a... let's presume Tyrod's out and Nate Peterman's playing.
Okay.
Your man is running over the centre of the field and you have to not get intercepted.
It's not Jay Cutler.
So,
but then Nate Peterman's like 5.5. Oh. Do you only get one attempt at it?
Yeah.
All right, listen, Peterman's had a bad game, but Cutler's done it his entire career, so I'm going to go Peterman, and I don't know how. I genuinely don't know.
I'll take Jay Cutler, thanks. I'm not taking that lad who's throwing interceptions with half of his NFL pros. I'm fine missing out on him.
Okay, Nick Foles led Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win this game. I think they scheme a way for Nick Foles to get some good results and get some good stuff going with this offense. I think when you look at how good Jay Ajayi's been this season since he's moved to the Philadelphia Eagles, I don't see the Giants being able to stop him. And I think that will open up a little bit of space for Nick Foles to work a little bit of that remaining magic that could be in his arms. I think when you couple that with Blunt as well, and is it Smallwood coming out the backfield?
Or Clement.
Clement's coming out the backfield as well. I just think the Eagles are too well-rounded, the defence too good, and the offence will have enough.
I think it'll be close.
Really?
Yeah, but I think the Eagles will win. I don't like Nick Foles, so I'm going to see what he looks like, but I hope he proves me wrong. I hope Philadelphia are good for a while. But I've seen the Giants recently and they're absolute trash. Okay.
So if you had to pit an Eagle against the Giant and the Eagle was a Giant, who would win in a fight?
So it's a Giant against a Giant Eagle? A Giant Eagle. We'll carry the Giant away and drop him in the water.
Nice. Love that.
Okay.
I think you've got the right answer there.
Cheers. Moving on. Houston, Jacksonville. It looks like to be TJ Yates. Remember him? He's back. Jacksonville at home. You cannot shit the bed here, Jacksonville. You cannot shit the bed. You can't beat Seattle and then lose at home to TJ Yates. Can they?
No chance, and they won't. And again, going back to strength of schedule, Jacksonville have got a nice easy run. It looks like a nice easy way into the playoffs. Defense is playing well, Fournette's still in tune. If Blake Bortles can game manage, then they will find themselves in the playoff and they will be a very, very tough proposition in a few weeks' time.
I'm with you. I don't even know TJ Yates that well to know what he's good at. So let's just say Blake Bortles will lose whatever competition there is because he does that. Unless he's got Leonard Fournette standing next to him to help him.
That's true.
Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Monday Night Football. Atlanta by a mile.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Dallas.
A giant Falcon against a tiny group
of Buccaneers.
1 million Buccaneers.
Oh, I'll take the 1 million Buccaneers. Just hang off its feet.
Like, what was that?
Like the Borrowers.
as well.
Very much.
Yeah. That's what they do with the rope and shit.
We're in.
Okay.
Dallas, Oakland.
Dallas, Oakland. Zeke back?
No.
Dallas. Still.
Yeah. Oakland, that's so bad. But Dallas aren't that. Yeah, I'm going to pick Dallas as well. Big playoff game.
Dallas have found a way to score points over the last couple of weeks.
Dak is playing much better, and Oakland just look like they're done. From a selfish point of view, I hope Oakland can pull one off and just knock Dallas out the race pretty much. But yeah, I'm picking Dallas as well.
Okay.
Dak Prescott against Derek Carr.
Pre-injury?
Right now.
Okay.
Right now, I want to know Who would win a field goal from 40 yards kickoff?
A field goal from 40 yards kick-off?
Kick-off as in shootout. Not, you know what I mean? They're going to both take a field goal from 40 yards. Who's going to win?
You mean, okay, yeah.
Like a shootout.
So they get one.
One, and it is sudden death. Keep going until you miss one.
I think right now Dak's the better athlete. I've got no idea if either of them can kick it, but I think Dak wins.
Yeah, I don't think Derek Carr's ever done anything over 40 yards. And it's like he'd check it down 5 yards. Yeah, so I'm going to go for Dak as well. Tennessee, San Francisco. Now, see, this is huge because if Jacksonville win, which we expect, Tennessee really have to win, and I think Jimmy's going to beat them. 5-0 for Jimmy Garoppolo. It just
2 rings.
Perfect quarterback, perfect man, perfect specimen. Tennessee have to win this game.
Get paid so much money
by these, and give him all of it. I think San Francisco are going to win, and Tennessee's at least the chances of winning the division. I'm looking here, that will send them to 8-6, and they'll still be in playoff mix for sure. But I think that they're.
I asked you the question yesterday when we recorded the overtime show about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you another question about him this time, framed from a different point of view.
Okay.
How long does Tom Brady have to play for, and what do the Patriots have to achieve for that trade to be considered a good move by the Patriots?
Oh, wow. Tom Brady needs to play. They need to win a Super Bowl. Not win a. I don't know. This needs Tom Brady, so it's hard.
Need to win a Super Bowl,
probably need to win one, but if Brady if you get 2 more years of Brady playing at the level he's playing at, it's probably justified because you couldn't keep both of them. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really tough one. I get why people said they should have kept him, but then if I was them personally, I'd have franchise tagged him and just kicked the can down the road. I'd have paid him $15 million and seen what it was. But Brady says he wants to play to 45. I've got no qualms about, how can you doubt that fella?
His contract goes to his 43.
Yeah, and he'll just play for nothing by then. He plays from pretty much nothing anyway. His wife's loaded. It's a tough one. I think San Francisco have played an absolute blinder, and I think they're going to beat Tennessee, and I think they're going to beat them quite well.
Yeah, I agree. So if you had to pick between Jimmy Garoppolo and Marcus Mariota in a best-looking quarterback,
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
By a mile.
Okay.
Marcus is a quite good-looking guy.
He is a good-looking
guy.
Jimmy
Garoppolo is incredible.
Okay, that's fine. We'll leave it there then. We've already talked about the Denver Broncos and the Colts, so we'll talk finally then about the Arizona Cardinals against the Washington Redskins. Both teams in pretty shit form.
Yeah, just a nothing game this. I'm not going to even pay attention. I'm not going to watch it, and I think Arizona will win, but who cares?
Yeah. I seem to be backing the Redskins every week, and they seem to be failing every single week. And
back them again then.
Yeah, I'll back them again. That's fine. Yeah. Why not? Let's go Redskins at home. There you go then. That's been the Week 15 preview show. I've been Chris Pajak. That's been Steve Hoy. You've been sensational. Give yourself a pat on the back. Write your comments in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to us on YouTube, and click that little notification bell so you get a notification every time we release a video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Cover 2 TV.